Welcome to Buggy's delivery service. This week's chapter, chapter 908, follows in the footsteps of all the other chapters of the Reverie. It was a chapter densely packed with new information and a huge reveal at the end, keeping us fans hooked to this high-paced arc. Too bad there's a break next week though, right guys? For this review, we will highlight and delve into important points from the chapter and explain what we believe will happen in the coming weeks. First of all, let's start with what the King of Alabasta, King Cobra Nefertari, has been up to. He is first brought up by Vivi, asking where he is. Pell states that he and King Riku of Dressrosa are meeting with Fujitora. Knowing of the damage the warlord system has done to these kingdoms, Fujitora has surely invoked them to discuss abolishing said system. The two kings will definitely bring it up during the roundtable discussion, which is about to commence. Not before the Gorosei show up, as requested by King Cobra. This would surely cause a huge problem for the Gorosei, and by extension, the whole world government, as they want to keep the knowledge of the Void Century erased. Later, the Gorosei express how they hope that the traitorous Nefertari family haven't figured anything out, specifically Cobra, presumably referring to the Void Century. Next up, Bonnie, another member of the worst generation, makes their first post-time skip appearance. Well, her first appearance that is longer than one panel. Bonnie is shown to actually be the current queen of the Sorbet Kingdom, sneaking into Marijoa to save her kingdom's king, Kuma. We know that she was looking for him, as she says that she is surprised to have found him already when she sees him, implying that he is her target. We can also see the immense pain that she feels seeing Kuma treated like absolute shit, meaning they are close. From this information, we can determine that she is part of the Sorbet Kingdom's royal family. To add on to this, we have previously seen that she understands the power of the Celestial Dragons. The other piece of information we need to understand is her role in the story, which we can find in chapter 595, where Akainu says that he was worried when he heard that she ran away from the world government. The only way to fit this information together is by assuming that Bonnie, a runaway princess of the Sorbet Kingdom, wishes to save her stepfather or her father, Kuma, by infiltrating as her grandmother or mother using her devil fruit power. This explains why she didn't alarm the guards, and it also explains her connection to Kuma. Following this, all of the revolutionary commanders, apart from Betty, are present in an underground base. Sabo is furious with how Kuma is being treated, which Karasu replies to by revealing that this is why they are here, to save Kuma. This means that Kuma and the rest of the slaves are going to be freed by the revolutionary army if their plans are successful. Similar to Fisher Tiger freeing all the Fishman slaves from Marijoa, explaining why, in chapter 905, the revolutionary army is said to be fighting the world government for the Fishmen. In other words, finishing what Fisher Tiger has started. This would certainly be an appropriate declaration of war versus the Celestial Dragon. You are not people who should have slaves. You are no better than anyone in this world. It is very likely that Betty will show up later to help motivate the slaves to revolt with her devil fruit, allowing for an escape. Now guys, we get to the juiciest part of this chapter. It starts with the Gorosei suggesting that a great cleansing is needed to keep the world in balance. We see the silhouette from 906 once again, and his name is Eamonn. As he walks towards the empty throne, he is carrying a picture of Vivi. Then the Gorosei kneel as he sits in the throne, cementing his power over them and the world. Then after, the Gorosei ask him, to the cleansing of before. Light has heavenly connotations to the Celestial Dragons. Light to be extinguished could be interpreted as something that has shined bright for a long time, but now the light cannot be allowed to shine any longer. These connections and the picture of Vivi lead us to believe that it is the black sheep of the founding families, the Nefertari family, that will be eradicated next. This is also supported by the fact that before coming to the throne room, the Gorosei single out the Nefertari family as traitors. Considering the interest Cobra has shown about the Void Century, it makes perfect sense for the powers of the world government to see them as a huge threat, needing to be erased. The only additional visual information we get of Eamonn are his eyes. Mihawk is based off Dracula. Dracula gained a vampiric curse, meaning that potentially Mihawk may also be cursed in some way. Could it be that this eye represents curses? We believe this to be the case, since we also believe that Eamonn is very, very old, and most likely eternally youthful. This explains why he was carrying Luffy and Blackbeard's pictures in 906, and why they are cut up with other characters' pictures. Having lived for so long, and being a Celestial Dragon, he has noticed that all the people to oppose him and the world government have the will of D. This is also supported by the fact that the Gorosei have made this connection already. Holders of the will of D are natural enemies to God. Eamonn is God. He sees them as a threat to the world's balance, just like Vivi and her family. Because of this, we can assume that he knows of Shirahoshi's powers and her relationship with Luffy, making her an enemy to also be taken care of. Right now, Luffy and Blackbeard are the most powerful and prominent pirates with the Will of D. He wishes to kill both before they come to him. But in order to do this, he has to figure out who truly is the bigger problem, Luffy or Blackbeard. Could the giant straw hat have given him guidance on who to eradicate? Who knows, guys? If you enjoyed this review of chapter 908, make sure to leave a like, comment down below if you have any questions, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Till next time.